Salut tout le monde, my name is badboy23 and today the text I present to you Ambre. So in the previous episode, apparently there is this dude, there's this dude, Trillian I think his name is, Trillian Mallory. He's a lonely guy, his wife is dead, and he's in a depression I think. He's always sad. So this girl, Ambre, like the title, think it's better if she became older or if she became Australian wife. This is something to do apparently. So she want, I think, to make him less sad, maybe. So she go to magazine, TV, publicity, like, you know. And there was a big moral at the end of the episode, so let's proceed in this one. When Trillian Mallory came home at the end of his work today. Wait, there is no music again. Ah. He would find Ambre waiting hand and food, trying to cook delicious meal for him. Ambre always elegant, craving to look her best, like a perfect little housewife with a strong character. He was past the point of missing the innocent day, but it all honestly, he did not even understand why the young girl would put so much effort into becoming such a perfect creature. One evening, while she was cooking a usual dish, one with the recipe had been recommended on TV, accompanied by a candle little table, in order to celebrate his birthday. He dared to ask, Tumbrel, why are you doing all of this for me? The other's question hit like a ton of brick. His complete incomprehension sounded like an insult. She probably spent hours adjusting up in the bathroom, hours to appeal fit to be seen. Now the music came back. Oh, fresh. She'd probably spent hours tidying the house, cleaning every note, and cleaning until it was spotless. She probably spent hours decorating, hours taking care of this gold forsake root roast, laboriously cutting vegetables, and he was asking her why she was trying so hard. The knife in her hand fell violently on the floor, emitting a metallic sound very much like an ill omen. Why uh why I am doing this? Why I am doing this? A mild voice trembling dangerously lit while getting close. He noticed her hand was shaking frenetically. Eyes wide open, choking in tears, she exploded. Because I want you to love me. I want you to look at me. Why don't you ever look at me? I am not good enough. Is that it? I will never be as good as she was, will I? But well, who are you talking about? Dumbfounded, Regan held her in his arm and tried as tightly as he could. No, he truly couldn't understand. He couldn't understand such instant and sudden snub. Reassured by his gesture, Ambre wanted to explain herself. I'm, I'm sorry I'll never be able to replace her. Who are you trying to replace, Umbrella? Tell me. Your wife. I can see that her departure left you very sad. I wanted to bring a smile back to your face. I wanted to take her place so you'd forget about her. For a split second, Trillian more. Lori, can't you just say his name instead of his full name? Was Brad. Wait a second, sorry. Breathless. It was surreal. Surreal. He wanted pinched himself to make sure he wasn't dreaming, but no. The pain in his chest was far too real, too pitiful, cried in him. Okay, now we are going to go into a sad moment. How could he answer such a declaration? How could he find the right word? Chatting with his breath with difficulty, the 30 years old man took Ambre by the shoulder and looked at her for a long time. After a brief, he affirmed, Listen, I will never be able to forget my wife, alright? It's impossible, but that doesn't mean I don't want you. It's the exact opposite actually. You're very dear to me, Umbrella. You hear me? I need you. You already have a place. So please stop crying. Don't make it even harder than it is. The young girl slightly dripped her tears and her fear tune changed to an adorably naive expression. She looks essentially depressing. You're okay with me? What made you think I'll abandon you? Nothing. It's just that. You seem to love her so much. I'm a bit jealous. Why is that? I don't know. When I look at those pictures, I can't help but tell myself I must absolutely make you happy. I think I love you. Ian felt all the courage and determination he had worked to melting away overnight, and he started numbing as well. But I love you too. I love you for so long. I love you so much. It make me sick. For real, you don't treat me like a kid. Of course not. Then prove it. What do you mean? Show me how you regard me as a true woman. You want me to do that? Ambre silently nodded and slept dead set on it. So Trillian softly kissed her lips. Now it's go. Okay. I was hoping okay. I was hoping like a little story. You replace her, but as a child, kids, instead of going deep. Okay. What got me? Surprise. The warm and pleasurable feeling went in his head. For a few seconds he felt as if he was holding his wife in his arms, as if she had come back for real. Her delicate skin smelled deliciously like vanilla, remind him of happy days long after spending love in the sun. Blissful evening under a light of stars and by a fire of shade umbrellas, and she was here, so close, so far, within a finger reach. He could only had to close his eyes and believe in this room. The illusion smiled faintly at him, at his limit. He embraced her. If you only knew how much I love you. He had so many things he would have wished to tell her, so many that the floor would block his throat and nothing could come out. So far lack of words to make her understand his feeling. He used his body. Wait, I did click something by accident. Entry and ragged like crabs through the window. Ambre was deep asleep, lying atop Ryan's still lukewarm body, eyes surrounded by dark cycle, when weight of regrets, a fatigue he could not get rid of. He started at her with a sad smile on his face. It was just a dream, wasn't it? When I woke up, you will be a child again, right? The only answer he got with softened by such a scream face. He left a kiss on her first cheek. As soon as he did, the sleeping lips spread to form a happy smile. I wonder what you're dreaming about, say. Won't you invite me over there? From the strange night on in the paroxysm paroxysm of lies, Ambre got Ryan to agree to become a more and less official couple, thus demanding an engagement ring, and did not hesitate to walk the street locked into his arms. Soon it was enough for her anymore. Eager, very voracious even. She could not merely settle for the girlfriend statue. She need more. She need to surpass the woman who preceded her, invisible rival. But shadow was always looming like a Damocles sword. So he dragged Ryan to wedding spot, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's read it. Shop while dreaming of a perfect ceremony of a big day. The magazine, the advertisement, the television, the whole world was in a was yelled at her that was the happiest was what was the happiest. Wait a second. So from what I'm getting, the story changed completely, so now I'm kind of shocked. And apparently people are okay with that. Or maybe she's just dreaming. Let's hope she is just dreaming. So wasn't it only natural for her to embrace it to the fullest? Wasn't it little girl's dream? Marriage was promised and sold like a real-life fairy tale application. There was a very expensive, beautiful dress, a princess dress. A bride had to be the story heroine, and everyone only had eyes for her. And then she would have at her service all the cosmetic and superficial accessories in which a star constantly bathed. Famous singers all lived in some sort of department, wedding a strange and unlikely fantasy. Ambre too wanted to taste this heaven. The world was constantly singing the praise of, so she pushed Ryan to please her. He proved to her, and both of them organized a ceremony with great pomp. You really did it? And people are okay with that. Phew. Let's proceed. Oh wait, you really did it? And people are okay with that? Seriously? Okay, this is probably just a dream, so let's proceed. On that day, Ambre, still so frail, seems to shine more brightly than ever. On that day, Ambre thought she had finally erased all trace of her rival. But it still wasn't enough. The life was living didn't seem perfect enough just yet. She still needed something else to be entirely fulfilled. She wished to start a family. After all, the world had so married to her as a never-ending fairy tale, but she still needed a goal to keep on living, and it was said that her biological role, her natural role, was of course to procreate through women who should obviously yearn to become mothers. Now it's become uh, an unchanging law that was probably written somewhere in the fragment of DNA code. A true woman had the duty to have a child, preferably a girl, so that you could educate her while the same moral code had her leaving the dolls to play with, brush her hair, play tea time with. You ought to busy yourself with something. Feel your excitement and access some kind of eternal fantasy, one or other. A desire, a project of a couple, or just an implicit order to came deep within you and trade. And well had real to seem everywhere that those who did not want kids were automatically unhappy without realizing it. So I'm automatically unhappy without realizing it. Immature. I agree with that. I am immature. Almost disabled by selfishness and neurosis. Let's proceed. True love should breed fruit, just like a princess could only be revealed as by as such by a prince. That was Cinderella's my lady. Ambre did not know it yet, but the clock had started ticking along ago, and it was dangerously approaching its finally moved moment. Its finally moment. Trian Morin took rather coldly the earliest of a young girl to procreate. Let's proceed. He did not his he did his best to conceive calm that they had more than enough time, that they would see that later, that he was ready to wait, but he kept insisting more and more. Months went by, and the young girl never got tired of reciting all the things he intended to do with the providential baby, describing from A to Z how she would dispense their education and the accessory that would be necessary. Her biggest wish was to give birth a little girl she could see up as much as she wanted. She was singing while imagining how she would shower her with gifts, how she would go shopping, leave her how evolved into a kind of cool and friendly big sister like mother. Struggling, she was way too afraid that her future child would hate her to even think of it. Her angel had to love her. It was obvious she would be a good mother and everything would go perfectly in the best of all worlds. Ambre spread no argument to convince Trian. Motherhood came in turn or realization. A little girl dreams, a logical and infallible concept of lasting relationship to greatest proof of love that would ever be. A way to confront the norm. Months surely dreadful went by to the ripe of Umbre's growing obsession. She was always eagerly awaiting a scene, watching out her body for the indication of the good news. Try after try, she repeated that this time would be the one. However, she had to face the fact that something was wrong, that something won't work. She might well desperately attempt her hardest. She still wasn't pregnant. Each shade of doubt started prowling out on her mind. Ian tried to minimize the problem, assured her that it wasn't a big deal, that it would happen someday, and that they had so many other things to do together. But Ambre wasn't listening anymore. She absolutely wanted to see a doctor and get a body check up to understand the problem and fix it. She wasn't going to give up so close to her goal. Her parent avoid the sub her parent avoid the subject as much as possible. Appeal distance to refuse any medical checkup. Every time the younger wait, what? Her partners avoid the subject. Partners mistake. Avoid the subject as much as possible. Every time the young approached him to talk, he glitched his teeth, feeling that the situation was becoming more and more tense. She was getting too close to the truth, and he couldn't afford it. There were too many things at stake, so he held on. He tried all he could reassure himself to convince her to get rid of those unwanted thoughts. But Ryan Shonut yelled under the weight of his burden, was too tired to anticipate Ambre's every move. He did not see the disaster coming even though he could have foreseen it. Now we finish the story all at once. One day while he was at work, she took the opportunity to go to a doctor who resided in the city center hospital. She explained the situation and begged him for had her fair children. He gave a long sniff while starting at her from head to toes, and in an unnatural voice he kindly whispered to her, "You know, there's no need to try that hard, you'll only hurt yourself further. But bury your head in the sand, you're very well aware of your sterility, aren't you? It's not the end of the world. You know there are existed procreation techniques that work very well nowadays, like an in vitro fertilization, for example. Why don't you try to think about it?" The young doctor had tried to be as positive and comfortable as he could, but the hard had already been done. Ambre was in shock. Her head had just crumbed to pieces in an ocean of dust and litter. She felt the hospital completely distraught, speechless. She moved as mechanically as a robot. She heard nothing of the last kind word the doctor pronounced, as all she knew was that she had to go home. Once the Once outside, the sky blindly grazed little maid her lost her breathing. So was in the city where she had always lived. Yet the building, the cars, the people passing by, they had all turned into ghostly and haggard silhouette in a dark upside-down world. Her sin became blurred little by little as she staggered aimlessly. The city crushed into a gigantic pile of okay, cool song. The voice of the pedestrian around her occupied into an inaudible language, metallic and meaningless. Ambre managed to reach the path insti- instinctively, not really knowing how. A terrifying dress was seized her from inside. Unable to see, unable to understand anymore, she let herself fall on the grass, pupil wide open. All of a sudden, a grey filter image of her past came back to her and reality brutally hit her in the stomach. It's impossible. Why me? Even though I am normal. I'm not trash. Not it's impossible. My dream, I wanted to be happy. She remembered, she remembered the mirror, the mirror. The flashlight above the mirror that showered her all her flaw, all the imperfection, the excruciating need to be perfect, to be flawless like the model, the actor, the singer that were on every scene, that were constantly seen, to be admired, to have every corner of yourself analyzed. Never relax, be irreproachable, take care of everything, hide everything, keep everything deep inside, and even the fragile surface going to crack under the weight of lies. The mirror in front of which she carefully put a makeup for a long minute, the miraculous product that would erase those damn imperfections, those damn traces of humanity. Shave her leg, not leaving a single hair, frame her brow, choosing the best outfit possible to show herself. To advantage, add a layer of makeup on her face to make a identity disappear in favor of a single form of beauty. Your Majesty beauty on an artificial beauty, impossible to attain. The mirror in front of which she would wait herself, in front of which she would tell herself that she should be careful of what she become thinner, become more beautiful, more desirable, throw up the excess, keep only what is essential, admiring herself in front of the mirror, throw up the unwanted vital pulsation, throw up that dirty to become cleaner in and out. destroy the deadness. Everything had that is dirty became pure, immaculate, perfect. The mirror, the eyes of others, the permanent mirror to vanity, believe you exist, destroying yourself bit by bit, becoming unable to survive by yourself, to stand and growing loneliness, the pathetic strong against your own being, mind almighty, against the body forcing it into submission, forcing it to remodel itself to fit your every wish, forcing it to become your soul one and only avatar. Not being able to accept yourself anymore, the endless impetus of the time, natural and consistent effort to kill yourself to prevent yourself from existing, the ever real body, fantasy, and corpse body. The mirror in scrutinizing the depth of your heart. It knows everything, it sees everything, it can't escape it. I cannot escape. Locked in by her obsession, Ambre's convulsed frantically while letting out piercing shriek. It has to stop, it has to stop. Suddenly the emotional pressure became so strong that she completely lost all sense of reality, and her mind cracked up. She did not move anymore, she no longer pronounced a single word. Motionless on the park grass, terrified eyes immobilized, you could have believed she was dead if she hadn't been breathing faintly. The words seemed freeze, explode, die in the insufferable shriek of agony. What? The clock struck midnight, but Cinderella wasn't ready to give up on her dream. It was 7:30 p.m. on the beautiful cold autumn day. The winter shook a faint breeze branch across the street. Tyrion Mother made his slow stride away. A wide wind leaf caught him attention, and he stopped to consider them for a few minutes. The spray of color danced around him, fragments of red, orange, yellow spread at random, forming a moss. Wait a second, did I? On the far as the eyes could see. The rush of beauty that graced the fuming city in the noisy metropolis that was constantly exhaling pollution. Coming back to his senses, the 13-year-old man shocked now was the next time to be daydreaming. Wait a second, I need to check something. Editing power. Okay, now this has been confirmed. I'm reading the exact same thing But I was reading at the beginning. Long always wait and he showed up, but if he was completely honest, work was not the most friendly thing of his life. After all, an honest, well-paid job was somewhat of a luxury day. Any model he conceived. Now he was really destroying him. So he sit on the crowd. I'm reading did the game restart? Ryan suddenly hear a high pitch, almost inaudibly pale. His heart jumped and he stopped. What? In the dim light of us. Okay, let's make a cut here. That's pretty much it for this episode. I see you in the next video. Until then, raise your controller to the sky and bring the noise. I have to take a break. There's a lot to take in.